Hey everyone, Betty Bear from Betty Bear's Nomadic Travels. Been a month since I shot a video, and this video for the people have been keeping an eye on my channel and know what's going on with me. I built this tiny cabin and it's up for sale. So this is my tiny cabin tour. And for the people that are regulars on my channel, you guys don't have to watch this. This is for the sale of my tiny cabin so that people can see what it looks like, see what it looks like on the inside, see what it does, what amenities it has, and what it doesn't have. So anyway, let's get started, guys. All right, well, we're going to start on the outside because I think that's the most important part, the frame of my tiny cabin. And this little tiny cabin is built on a brand new, actually it's brand new last year. It's a 2020 7 by 12 cargo trailer, a flatbed cargo trailer that I had custom made for this tiny cabin. It's a double axle. It's got brakes on the front part of the front part of the axles have brakes on it, so it's got brakes. It's built with 2 by 3s, 16 on centers, T111 sideways, obviously sideways on the exterior of it, and I put this. It's called a shishiban, and it's a lot of you know that it's the burning of wood. You sand, you burn, and it preserves the wood once you put your stain on it. It's supposed to preserve the wood for a long time. So that's called shishiban, and it's a Japanese burning of wood. I used a really good flexible brown caulking for the shinking, so it looks kind of like the cabin look, and that was basically my idea, is I wanted it to look like a little tiny cabin. So these are my shutters that I built, and I hand built them. These I got on Amazon, and as you can see, they open and shut this way for transport. Of course, both of them, both sides open and shut for transport, and you lock it right here. And of course, when you get where you want to go, you open her up and you lock those babies in there. So again, this is the side of the trailer. T111. Tin siding, corrugated corrugated tin roofing. And here is my little storage station here. Let's take the hinges off for you and show you what it looks like inside there. There you go, and that's underneath the bed. Right up there is the bed, and this is underneath the bed. And that's the storage, and it's got a lot of storage in there, and I'm really tickled about having that open space of storage. These two are going to be the extra. They're 7-gallon jerry cans, and you can put water in them or whatever you want to put in them. But my idea when I first built this thing is I bought the jerry cans to put water in so that I can transport water, because this trailer does not have a holding tank. Let me repeat, because people are going to ask me. It does not have a holding tank. It does not have a gray tank. It has a composting toilet, and the shower is a pump shower. And when we get into the inside, I'll give you an idea, and I'll show you how the pump shower works. So anyway, let's keep going. It's the front, obviously, the tongue of the trailer. There's the toolbox. And I just installed the toolbox and the deck that the toolbox sits on. I just installed that just the other day. So it's a pretty good sized toolbox, holds a lot of stuff, you know, obviously for your chocks and your levelers and your jack and whatnot, so, and tools. And this little guy right here is where you put, there's the solar generator cord, and the solar cord. And this cord goes 35 feet out. So with my truck, and I installed this, looks like a ladder rack, which obviously that's what it is, a ladder rack. I installed that with my 400 watts of solar up there. And when you get where you want to go, if you're not all the way charged up, there is the input. Let me show you if I can zoom up a little bit on it for you. Here it is right there. That's where this plug right here, that plug hooks in to that. And in a minute, I'll show you I have a 1500 watt solar power station inside there, and that makes this little cabin absolutely, completely off-grid. You could live here for a month if you want. You can live here infinitely if you want to. You do have to pack in your water, obviously, and it is a composting toilet. But the gray water, I have none, so we don't have to worry about dumping the gray water, dumping black. All right, here we go again. This is the other side of the trailer. Okay, spare tire. I just ordered a black spare tire cover that's got a bear on it. It's really cute. So it'll be in the mail in the next couple days. But there's the spare tire. Brand new, never been used. And these, and of course, again, this trailer only has, I bought it in California and I drove it from California. I built it down in California. I drove it up here. I had issues with my truck, and all my subscribers know what that fiasco was. But anyway, I'll back up a little bit so you can see this other window. And it does, the shutters do exactly the same thing. For transport, you just lock them up. And then when you get where you want to go, you open them up if you want to. So this vent right here vents. And remember, if you remember that the bed is right underneath here, this vent is the input outtake of, there's a fan in there. So if you want to blow out some hot air, you can blow it out. Or if you're sleeping and you want to blow in some cold air, you can do that too. And again, I'll show you that when we get in the inside. My little deck, and I'm a bear freak, so obviously that's what I have, all these little bears everywhere. And my YouTube channel is Betty Bears Nomadic Travels. And this is my favorite guy. I absolutely love him. Anyway, he guards the place. And this little guy right here sits. Let me see if I can get back up a little further so you can see how that works. There's a little lock right there that locks that in. It's like a gate lock. And my propane tank is there. And I have two means of powering, which with this propane, I have a stove, which is a 3-burner stove. Again, I'll show you that in the inside. And then I have a Wave 3, and I'll show you that too. So there's a little bit of space here for shoes. I kind of throw my shoes in there when I was working with it. So I'll unlock that, put it back down, and I'll shut the door because I made this door, and I'm so proud of this. First time I've ever done that. And I was a carpenter for 15 years, and I never built a door like that. But this is it's almost Gothic looking. I don't know if it's rustic, Gothic, whatever it is, but there's my little knocky knock, my bear. Knock, knock, hello, who's there? There's my door. I got 2 sets of locks on it. Obviously the bottom lock, and then I have a set at the top lock, top lock. There's a light up there, and I'll turn that on for you in a second. There's my other window. And here's a table. Just clicks up. So you can sit out here on your porch if it's raining and whatnot, and sit and have your beer, your dinner, or whatever you want to do with that. All right, let's go inside. And we're still standing outside here. There's that little light, and I didn't put a light switch on it because I'm not an electrician. There you go, that's a light, and that's how you turn the light on, turn it off. So there's that light, and let's get inside my little tiny cabin. And you know where I'm parked at? I'm parked at my daughter's house. She lives out here in Olympia, well, actually in Rainier, Washington, over by Olympia. And she has a piece of property out here that she has her little tiny house on. And talk about cool. It was 78, 80, almost 80 yesterday. And I walked in here, it was like, oh my gosh, what a breath of fresh air. So this stays really, really comfortably cool and warm. Of course, I don't know warm. I shouldn't say that warm because I haven't been in it in the cold yet, but it's pretty cool in the hot. So here's my kitchen area. The shelving my daughter got me for my birthday. There's shelving here, 2 lights underneath it, shelving here, and here's a fan. And I have 2 of these fans, and I'll turn it on for you so you can see how it goes. There's 1, 2, 3, and you can turn it this way. It's a kind of one of those fans that you can turn any way. It's got a lock on the side of it to lock it. So, and the big window, and here's my stove, and I put this over the top when I shut it up because I don't want it to scratch the burners and stuff. So I always put this on top. And with transport, I do literally shut it with transport. But this is a Flame King, and man, I love it. I absolutely love it. It works great. So I'll put the cover back on it here, and I'll close it back up again. I want to scratch those little guys. There you go. And again, that's what it looks like when it's all shut up here. I got a cutting board right here. And there's my sink. And I came up with this idea. I was at Tractor Supply. If you've ever been to Tractor Supply, oh my God, I love that store. And I saw this thing and I thought, oh, what a great little sink it would be. And so I thought, I'm going to try it. And I love it. It's really nice. I got this, this here. I'll show you my water system here, but you leave it on because I have a pump water system here. But let's give you an idea what it looks like here. This is called a marine whale pump. And then you just pump your foot here, right here. And when you do that, I'll show it to you. You pump and the water comes out. And there's the sink, and then you can rinse your dishes, wash your hands, whatever you want to do there. And you just pump. The more you pump, the more water comes out. And when you stop pumping, the water quits. So there's my sink and my Wave 3, and it's covered up. Let's see if I'll uncover it for you so you can see what it looks like. It is a catalytic heater, and I've had this Wave 3. I think my subscribers know I started out with my cargo trailer, but I bet I've had it for 4 years now. And it takes about 45 seconds to a minute to start it. You got to do this, push this in. And again, I've told all my people for 60 seconds, 45 to 60 seconds to get warm. I don't mind at all. Not one little bit. So you just push this in, you hold it for 30 seconds, and then you turn it on to high, and then you just click this little button, click, click, and then it's an instant quiet, no noise whatsoever. Underneath there's my stove right there, and underneath here, there's my propane line over there. This is where I put my dishes, not my dishes, but my pots and pans right here. And on this side, and these are the jerry cans, but these are only 3-gallon jerry cans because I wanted them to fit in here comfortably. And you have the 2 big jerry cans in the back to refill these up. Now this is the gray, and that's where the water from the sink goes down into the gray, the jerry can. And this is the fresh water. And there's the line, goes up that way, comes down, and it goes right from the pump. So when you pump, water comes out of here and then comes up into the faucet. So that's how that works. Just a reminder, I do not, again, I'm going to say it, I do not have holding tanks. I do not have a fresh water holding tank, and I do not have a gray water holding tank. And underneath here, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. There's the Wave 3, and right underneath here is my secret little hidey hole. And it's a big drawer, and it's got the little slide on it. That's where I put a lot of stuff. Of course, I've only been camping in it a few times because I had some issues and I had to sell it. So I'm really sad, and I'm almost bitter. I'm so sad. But, it is what it is, and here we go. So now let me tell you why I didn't install holding tanks. Freshwater holding tank, gray, not a freshwater, but freshwater holding tank and a black tank. Or none of that's underneath there. Underneath there looks like a trailer underneath here. And my reasoning for that is what my idea when I built this thing is that this was going to be my home. I have another home. It's a 6x10 cargo trailer, and I lived in that when I first started to be a nomad, 1.5 years, and then I got a wild hair and wanted to build this. So my little cargo trailer is down south, and I do not have holding tanks on that either. I have the same system, exactly the same system as I have here. And I love it. For 1.5 years, I lived in that. I went all over the West Coast, the central United States, all the way down to Arizona. And I wouldn't change that for a bit. And so that was my thinking. And my thinking is once you park your vehicle, your home, once you park your home somewhere, whether it be in the desert, whether it be in the woods, you can park it and level it, unhook your truck, and you can go to town. And if you run out of water, you get your jerry cans over there, you go to town, you fill the water up. You don't have to leave. You don't have to unhook back up again and go into town, dump your gray tank, dump your black, none of that. You can park your little home, level it out. And so this would be a perfect home for a single person, 2 people. It'd be a tough one for 2 people because it's small, 7x12. It's 7x12. The length of the trailer, the tiny house itself is 7x13. As you can see, you got a porch right there. So I took a little bit of space from the inside of this place to have a porch. All right, bathroom. Turn the bathroom light on. Here's the light switch for the bathroom. Let's put it on for 15 minutes. So you can see, here's my bathroom. It's a shower, 24x24 shower. There's the light up there. and it's a single light by itself. So when you don't have to turn all the lights on when you want to shower. And this is my bathroom. Now this right here is my array, because I'm a girl, my array of stuff. And I showered in this thing half a dozen times. And what I do is I take this out. I see the hooks that I have up here. I just take this thing out and I lay it on the bed. And that when the shower's back behind there. And there's my toilet, my composting toilet. Let's take it out and show you how this works. And I know a lot of you have seen this. It's a 5-gallon bucket. This is the urine. I have a urine diverter in it. And here's the urine diverter. And inside is, I use, what do you call those? Horse bedding, field bedding that I get at Tractor Supply. And I mix a little bit of kitty litter with it that's got the smelly stuff in it. I mix a little bit of the kitty litter in that. And you know, again, a year and a half I lived in my cargo trailer, and I used this exact same toilet. And I loved it. I don't have a problem pooping in a bucket. I don't know. I don't have any trouble pooping in a bucket. And you can go for 4 or 5 days if you cover up your little poop with it. And that's what this is right here. This is something. There you go. There's my little pellets right there. And I don't use toilet paper. I use wipes, because wipes absorb the smell. And that's what they're, baby wipes. They absorb the smell and they sit in there. And then I tie it up. When I'm ready to clean it out, I tie it up and I take it to a garbage can. So that's how I work that. Here's my pump shower. And I haven't pumped it up yet, but I think I'll pump it up and show you the pressure of the water that I get. So there's my shower shower head. And I got a long line here. And then it goes to the pump shower. And that is I want to say a 5-gallon. I don't exactly remember how many gallons that thing is. But again, I made that and I've had it for a long time. So let me pump it up and I'll show you how much pressure we get. All right. Now I took the toilet out. I took the bucket out, and that's the bucket that's got the shavings in it. Took my wipes out, and normally I would take this out too again, but I'm just going to show you how it works. I take this thing out, lay it on the bed, take the broom out, and I pumped it up a little bit. So let's show you how much pressure we got on here. Now, if you can look at that. You see how much pressure that is? To me, that's amazing. And I can't even imagine using anything else. Now, this is, let's talk about this for a second. We're talking about off-grid. We're talking about off-grid stuff. Okay. Off-grid is not fancy. It's not a fancy RV. It's not a fancy motorhome. In most cases. Now, of course, there's a lot of people that can afford the fancy motorhome. A lot of people can afford all that stuff, and a lot of people can't. And this is built like a home. This is built like a home, not a camper. It's going to last like a home, not like a camper. The maintenance is minimal on this place as opposed to a camper or an RV or whatnot. So the shower to me is worth every bit, the little bit of inconvenience that you have to take a shower. And I tell you what, if you've ever left off grid, which I have many times parked in the little deserts of Arizona and whatnot, having that shower is amazing. So there's Bernie. Hi, Bernie. Say hi, dude. Say hi. I know. It's okay. We're just gonna be a minute for you. Don't want to bother the Bernie. Here's the bed. And I've got shelving over here. And shelving over here. And I didn't buy the fanciest of fancy of these things. I didn't. And again, the reason why I didn't is because I knew I was going to have to sell it. So these baskets to me are going to work fine. You put your clothes there. There's all kinds of room up here. Tons of room. There's my beam. I love that. Of course, carbon monoxide. There's my beam. And to look at this place, it's pretty darn cute. Pretty darn cute. And let's go on to my refrigerator. My refrigerator is a Dometic. And it holds quite a bit of stuff. Not a lot, but it holds quite a bit of stuff. you can make this a refrigerator or a freezer. And this Dometic is 24 volt. This is where I put all my silverware, whatnot, all kinds of, my junk drawer. I've got tons of junk drawers, my towels, that kind of thing. So I've got that in there. This is where I was putting my clothes and, you know, like jeans and t-shirts and that kind of stuff in these bigger ones. The bigger bins, the smaller bins up there work for the smaller stuff. So underneath here is a junk drawer too. You can put whatever you want in it, but I got my solar junk in there. Speaking of solar, let's talk about my solar generator. It's, you know, it's not a solar generator. It's called a solar power station. So there's my solar power station. It's an Energy, I-N-E-R-G-Y, a 1500 watt solar power generator. Right back in the back, if you can see, if I can focus on that little red knob right there, that's the power on and off. When you're off, you don't need any power drawing anything. You shut that off and it shuts every little bit of power in the house here. And there's my fuse block right there. Come on, focus on there. Let's see if I can focus on there. There you go. There's my fuse block. And then there's my power station. That runs anything. It runs everything in my little house. I'm pretty pleased. I've got plugins here. Plug. If you want to plug I was plugging my but my blow dryer in here. Plug. And then you've got your cigarette lighters, or your USBs if you need USB. But I also have in the house built-in USB. So I've got 2 USBs right there. 1, 2. And I use my jetpack, and that's how I power my phone and my jetpack when I'm laying in bed. And here's a light when I'm sleeping, laying in bed when I'm reading and scrolling the YouTube. I use that. Of course, we got lights here. Oops. There we go. So I've got lights there. Underneath there, I've got a light. And here's that fan. Remember that fan I was telling you outside that blows out and sucks in? This is a magnetic cover. Just sticks on there magnetically. And you can see I got, that's a blowing out. And that's a sucking in. So that'll give you some, a little bit of airflow. If it gets a little hot, you know, in places depending on where you're at. All right. Put my cover back on here. Okay. What more can I tell you? Let's talk about this bench. There's my bench. There's my solar hidey hole in there. And here's my bench. And I made it taller than normal. I made it a little bit taller than a regular bench because I needed that space. In my whole mind, I'm thinking, I need space. So you can see how much space is in here. There's a ton of space in here to put things, if need be. So that was my thinking, is making it just a fuzz taller. This one also has an opening. If you need to work on your power station, there's another opening right here. And then you can just open it. Of course, you take the cushions off and you open it, and you can work on your power station right there. All right. Now this little guy over here, and again, storage, and I'm a girl. Girls are into storage. So this little thing right here, I made a little handle on it, and it's a pull-out. And there's more storage. You can put storage, my little pistols in there. You can put whatever you want in there too. So there's plenty of storage there. And then it just shoves back in. Fire extinguisher. There you go. All right, what else can I show you guys? I think we're getting close. I want to show you my little speakeasy. You oldies know what a speakeasy is. Hello, who's out there? It's my little speakeasy. I got that on eBay. All right. Well, this is the tour of my tiny house. I have a plug-in here, which is 24. I got power, 24 volt, 24 right here. I got 4 plug-ins right there. I've got the 1, 2, 3, 4 plug-ins right there. I have the lights are 12 volt. All lights are 12 volts. All the lights are 12 volts. I've got some puck lights. We've got puck light in case you do run out of power. You've got always have light. And I say that because I did once I was in Arizona, I ran out of power. It was really yucky. The gloomy, cloudy, rainy. I couldn't get enough power for my solar generator. So I had, thank goodness, I had puck lights. One thing I did want to speak about for just a second or two is the weight. Shut my lights off here. Is the weight of this tiny house. When I was building it, all my subscribers know they're all saying, watch your weight, watch your weight, watch your weight, watch your weight. So I tried everything in my power to do light, everything I could do light, so that my little 150 that I had would not have any trouble pulling it. But I was worried. So I made everything as light as I can make it. And when I had everything done except the roof. And that is the cedar. You can see the roof right there. It's cedar tongue and groove, really light. I mean, like 1/4 inch, not even 1/4 inch. I don't think maybe it was 1/4 inch cedar. But that's the only thing I didn't have in it when I weighed it. And I weighed the tray. My subscribers were with me when I weighed it, and it weighed 3,300 pounds. So that being said, the ceiling's on, and of course I have a couple of my stuff in it, and that's empty. That was empty. It was completely finished, but I didn't have the bench in, and I didn't have the ceiling in, and it was 3,300 pounds. So I haven't weighed it since it's been done, but I can't imagine it'd be 4,000 pounds. I can't even imagine that. So anyway, double axle, about 4,000 pounds, and if I weigh it, then I'll let my subscribers know what it is. But anyway, that's where it is in the weight, and I think well, obviously you're going to need a little bit bigger truck to pull it if it's 4,000 pounds, but I don't think my little 150 would have any trouble at all pulling it, because I think my truck is 7,000 pounds, was my little 150. I now have a big 2,500, so I can pull anything I want to pull on it. But anyway, so that's how much it weighs. What else can I tell you? I think that's about it. If you got any questions, I'm going to leave my email at the bottom of this video. Put my email there, and I'll send you a link to this video, to my cargo trailer video if you want to see that one. If you're interested in my tiny cabin, or you know somebody that might be interested in it, give me shoot me an email and let me know what you're thinking. The price of this thing, I have a little over 15,000 into it. The trailer was brand new, that was $5,000, and the material, and I have, besides, that's not counting my solar generator. That's not counting my 400 watts of solar. That's not counting any of that. That's just the material that it took me to build this thing. So that being said, 15,000 is what I have in it, and I want 18,000. So, or best offer. So everybody that is a subscriber of mine knows my circumstance about the truck and the mess I got myself into. So this is what I'm going to do to try to fix my mess. And I still have my other home, which is my cargo trailer. And you guys, all my subscribers know I love my cargo trailer. I'm emotionally and mentally attached to it. With this cabin, I love it. And I was going to plan, it was going to be my new home, but because I have to sell it, then I'm not going to get emotionally attached to it. So here it is. All right. Any questions? Let me know. Shoot me an email if you got any questions about anything. And I appreciate you all watching, and all my subscribers. You guys all know how much I love you, and I'll talk to you guys soon.